How's it going, everybody? Welcome to OP Entertainment. I'm Omar Darwish.
And I'm Pratik Cherian.
And this is our review of I Love Boosters. We're going to go spoiler-free on this, and boy, is that going to be difficult, but we're going to do it. This is directed by Boots Riley. Loved his first movie.
You know what? This might actually be a spoiler, but I feel like Sorry to Bother You is required watching before you watch this because you need it to like understand Boots Riley's style.
Okay, because I was gonna say I wanna mention something that might be a slight spoiler for Sorry to Bother You to talk about this movie. So maybe if you haven't seen Sorry to Bother You, skip the first 30 seconds.
You know what? Don't even spoil it. Let's just. I'm going to assume you're talking about the ending. Let's just refer to it as the ending.
So his first movie, Sorry to Bother You, I loved it. I think it's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece the whole way, and then there's, let's just say, a left turn at the end.
Yeah.
And some people hate it, some people like it. I liked it. This movie feels like it starts where that movie ends. Not like story-wise, but it's like we're living in this crazy world.
The like left turn that it takes that lost some people. Yeah. That's the movie. Just kind of starts like you're okay with the left turn. Yeah, because you made it through that movie.
That was a ballsy stylistic choice. Let's stick with that and make and here
we're gonna iterate off of that. Yeah.
So that being said,
what's the movie about, Omar?
Whoa, that's a loaded question. Hold on, watch yourself.
That might be a spoiler.
Let's see. This movie is about, it follows Keke Palmer's character and her friends. They're boosters, which I didn't know that was a term or a thing, or I don't know if it is a real thing.
I've only heard that in relation to like boosting cars.
Yeah. But I haven't heard it as far as like shoplifting boosters. But they're shoplifters essentially who they steal from the rich and sell for cheaper prices. And it's really more. That's kind of all you really need to know.
Yeah,
it's more of an experience, this movie, than a story, and that's kind of where it falls off for me. I liked I applaud the effort. Like it's a big stylistic swing. This whole movie has tons of them. The performances are all great. I just think that the story is not the focus of this movie, and I think I love the story of his last movie. Maybe I'm holding it to Sorry to Bother You, so maybe it's hurting him. This is a Citizen Kane situation where like he's not going to be, Orson Welles not going to be able to live up to that ever again. But I felt like the story let me down, and maybe I wasn't able to appreciate everything else this movie was doing. What do you think this movie was about?
No, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I think that was a good summary. I do agree that I think. It's a movie that has a message, and I think that in pursuit of getting that message across, the story and characters can take a backseat at times. And I think when you're watching a movie, that can hurt, especially if you're not clicking or connecting with everything that, like, every bit of the message. That lack of story can feel like the movie has a lack of a hook.
Yeah.
With that said, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I loved I really enjoyed the subtleties behind the analogies in the message.
I can't think of one thing that was subtle.
Well,
but to its benefit. Yeah. I really feel like Boots Riley was like watching the news one day and he was like, you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm not going to be subtle. I'm just going to say what I want to say.
Here's what I think. I think that it's a movie that is like in your face with the message, but while still like communicating points of it in a more subtle way, like behind all the in-your-face stuff. You know what I mean?
It's like how it's like messaging in rap music. Like they know that like this will go over some people's heads, but we're gonna put some seeds in there. Like for sure.
No, that's what I think. And I think in regards to the performances, I think in a movie like this, it's important that every performer understand the type of movie that they're in. And in this movie, I think everyone understood what they were here for. Yeah. Like, they all got the assignment. And
for sure.
You know, and that's a mark of a good director to me, is like to get every actor on the same page.
Yeah, you show up on set and you got to do the stuff that they're asking you to do. You just got to trust your director, man. Like,
and you just trust and you go for it.
And like that being said, like I think that's the only reason I was like I could have, if I didn't see Sorry to Bother You, I may have walked out in the first like 5 minutes of this movie. But the director has so much good grace that I was like, okay, I'm here for it. I'm gonna trust that this is going somewhere, and it does. It does for sure. I guess I just didn't love where it goes. I do like where I feel like I'm giving it a bad review. I did like this movie. I don't know if I'll revisit it. I don't know if I could recommend this to anyone per se.
It's a tough one to recommend.
Yeah,
I feel like again, I almost have to ask, what'd you think of Sorry to Bother You? And then I could get
Yeah.
my recommendation.
But even still, like if I asked you what do you think of Sorry to Bother You, you say I liked it. I can't say, oh, you're gonna love this too, because I love Sorry to Bother You and I like this, but you can't even. Could you compare this to anything?
You know, as you were talking about, like, how it's such a stylistic choice, every movie I want to compare it to is like a Wes Anderson movie, which feels, you hate Wes Anderson, and that feels
Not
like
personally, but
yeah, it feels like an unfair comparison because of how, like, singular his style is, but it does, like, that, like, highly stylized, specific vision that Wes Anderson does. Like, I feel that in this movie, even though it's not Wes Anderson's vision,
Okay,
it's Boots Riley's.
Are we worried that this is what Boots Riley is just going to deliver from now on? Like, because I was kind of like, oh, Sorry to Bother You, what's next? And this kind of, like I said, it feels in the vein of the third act of Sorry to Bother You, or like at least.
I guess
so.
I guess what I would say is the two movies share. There's some commonalities in terms of the, like, messaging behind them and some of the inspiration. And I think that unless the next project finds a way to come at those things from a different angle, or finds a new like thesis statement, I guess, unless it does one of those two things, then yes, I think we might be in danger of, like, him being pigeonholed into this is what he, like, he's this guy. You know?
I gotta say, as much as I like have flaws with this movie, I'll take one more like crazy movie. If he wants to like, do like one more movie to have like his like trilogy of like chaos or whatever, like I'm here for it. But I think he's too talented to like pigeonhole him to the. Pigeonhole sounds weird when this movie is literally like.
Oh, it's
like no, like I don't even know what the expression is, but like they just do everything they can think of in this movie.
And like, you're right. I feel like we're talking about all the like flaws and the negatives maybe, but like I also just I don't want to understate, like, I had a good time. I was laughing at a lot of different parts in this movie, and there's a lot of things that the movie presents for you to laugh at.
Yeah, it's funny. You know? This movie is very funny, for sure.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed the movie. I want to get that across, that I had a great time in the theater. I would absolutely see it again. And I thought that even though towards the end I struggled a little bit with the pacing, I thought, again, because there's so much there for you through, let's say, the first like hour 15, it went by pretty easily.
Yeah. I do think that I do want to see this again, but I think the third act is going to be hard for me on the rewatch, because especially like once you know where this is going, like I don't know how much I'm going to want to just like live in that space for another round. That being said, I loved all the performances. I applaud all the stylistic choices and efforts in this. I think it's a wild, crazy movie. I don't know if I could recommend it to anybody, but like, I don't know. I think we all know at least like one person in our lives is like, yeah, go see this movie, you'll like it. But the fact that the story wasn't as strong, and the third act for me kind of felt like not enough of a payoff for the build up, I guess if you want to call it that, and the world building and the lore, which is good, but it's just kind of a lot being thrown at you for not much being said. I mean, stuff is being said, but the same stuff over and over. You know,
that's fair. I feel like we're scoring it without scoring it. You want to give it a number?
Man, this is a tough one to put a number on.
All right, I'll go first.
Go ahead. Yeah,
buy you some time. I'm giving it a 9. Again, okay. I thought it was fantastic. I thought that every swing was justified, even if I don't know how many of them landed, but more landed than didn't.
Every swing was earned.
Every swing was earned.
100%.
That's a good way to put 100%. That. And I thought all of the performances were great. Everyone was going for it. Like I said, it was really funny. I had a good time. I've got my flaws, but overall, I really enjoyed this movie, and I have a hard time thinking of another movie. I don't know if there's another movie that's going to come out that's going to make more of an impression than this one did. At least this
ever
year.
Okay.
No, this year.
This is the movie. I agree with everything you were saying, other than I think, like I said, pacing wise, some issues. The third act let me down, and the story wasn't as strong as I wanted it to be. The message was stronger than the story. Everything was stronger than the story, and that was kind of my issue. Like, the story needed to be just a little bit more. Like, you can even get away with that, like when the characters are so well done. But like, I used to think characters over story, but now this movie proved to me that story, at least to me, is as important as the characters. So,
I'm gonna retroactively go back and give myself the win on that. Anyway,
I'm thinking 8. I'm thinking 8.
All right, fair enough.
I could see it again and give it a 10. I could see it again and give it a 3. I don't know. But this movie is definitely a movie, and it was fun.
Definitely a movie.
It was fun. We'll see you guys next week.
We'll see you guys then.